Forward-facing sonar. While some anglers swear by it, others think that it is ruining the sport of fishing, and it is one of the most controversial topics in the fishing world right now. Some say it's the ultimate tool for finding and catching fish. Others argue it takes the skill out of the sport and makes fishing too easy. With it becoming so popular, brands have even made their own lures specifically for forward-facing sonar and to make them easier to use with the technology. So today I brought out a bunch of different lures and products that claim to be designed specifically for forward-facing sonar, and I'm gonna see if they make me a better fisherman. So as you guys can tell behind me, I have a ton of different lures that claim to work really good with forward-facing sonar, but before we tie them up, I wanna show you guys exactly what forward-facing sonar is if you've never seen it. So here it is. That is forward-facing sonar. There is a transducer mounted to the trolling motor, and whenever you move the pedal, it moves all in real time. So you can see fish, you can see structure, and you can even see your lure. So right here are some lures that are just extremely good and very popular at the moment. And then we have a forward-facing sonar fishing kit, which is straight up specifically for forward-facing sonar. So right here we have our fishing kit. We're gonna go ahead and crack this thing open and see what is inside, because the first step in using sonar these days is throwing the right lure. So I want to make sure we're loaded down. We have lots of options today, but I think it is very cool that there is a fishing kit specifically for this. And as you guys can tell, it is it's loaded full with a bunch of different lures and techniques. It looks like right here off the rip, we have ourselves a jerkbait. Now, a jerkbait is extremely good because you can see it super easy whenever you're throwing it. We also have a micro swim bait. Look at this guy, the bullgill. This is a very nice swim bait. I love this thing. We have us some sway minnows, which are, it's like a little, it looks like a fluke style bait. And that's actually very popular with forward-facing sonar, these little baits like this. Then we have some tungsten weights. These look like little nail weights that you can use for your rigs. And then we have some, it looks like a drop shotting type bait, which is pretty nice and a very interesting color. Then we have some Z-Man fluke style baits as well. And you also get some hooks. These look like little 90-degree jig hooks, which is a popular hook for these kind of techniques. But honestly, not a bad box. I really like the idea. And there's lots of lures in there, and hopefully we're gonna add them to our pile and they're gonna work today. So now is the fun part. We get to tie up lures and hopefully put them to use and catch fish. So I'm thinking I want to start off with this little tiny swim bait. I feel like that's definitely going to catch us one, and that could even be a multi-species lure. So I think we definitely have to throw this. So what you guys will probably notice a lot today is that a lot of these lures mimic a little tiny bait fish. I mean, super small. It is one of the most popular techniques to catch fish while using forward-facing sonar. So there's a lot of different options, a lot of different rigs that you can throw as well. So I'm gonna try and get a variety of different types, different colors, different actions, and maybe even find out which one works the best. I mean, just look at this little swim bait. That thing looks so good. It swims really good too. I mean, it's almost like looking at this lure, you're like, there's just no way if that swam by a bass, it would not eat it. What do we want to throw next? Golly, we have so many options. I actually bought these the other day. They are a Japanese brand, and there's, I think, 4 of these things in there, maybe 5, and they were $14. I didn't even know that, but I have them, so I might as well throw them. They are the Drift Fry, and it has a real lifelike rolling action. So we're about to find out if it catches fish. Let's crack these open and just see what they look like. I mean, you can't tell me that thing doesn't look realistic. Like, look at that. That is insane. No wonder they were $14. So I think next I'm gonna throw one of these. These are actually a very cool bait. You can use them for pretty much anything. And I think I'm gonna put them on a shaky head. So as you guys can tell, we have a lot of baits tied up, a bunch of different techniques, and some supposedly work better than others. So we have a jerk bait, a shaky head, a spinner bait, a crankbait, our little hover rig, our tiny swim bait. We have a little bit of everything in hopes of putting it to use and catching fish while using sonar. I'm really liking the looks of this hover rig. I think that's what I'm gonna start off with. I also like that tiny little swim bait. So we're just gonna kind of mess around today with a bunch of different baits in different areas and just see what works. But with forward-facing sonar, you have to find fish. So I'm gonna troll around, scan the area, see what's around me, whether that's structure, that's bait, that's fish, and then we get to throw these bad boys in there and hope for bites. We've been having some warm weather, and it's actually pretty calm out right now, which is perfect for using sonar because the wind's not pushing you around. But the water temperature's 55 degrees. I mean, I think we're gonna have a solid day if we can find some fish, because we have really good lures, and obviously we're gonna be able to find them because we have live scope, which shows you the fish in real time. Pretty crazy technology. Let's see, that actually looks like one right out there. See if I can find my lure here. Oh, yeah, there it is. Oh, one's coming up for it. Oh my God, no way. No way this fish is about to eat this thing. No way. Come on. Oh, he's behind it. Oh, he's on it. He's on it. He's on it. Oh my God, he's all over it. There's 2 fish on it right now. Well, first cast, we have a follow. That is crazy. I just think we're not on the right fish. It looks like there's a bunch of bait and like smaller stuff. So we really got to find those bigger ones. Now, I know everyone's concept of live scope is it's cheating, it makes it too easy. It still is difficult. These fish like to move around, they don't sit still, and it's sometimes hard to find your bait, get in the right spot, and then get them to eat. So it is pretty complicated, and it definitely takes a little bit of skill to figure out. And I would not call myself a professional by any means. So I'm just kind of like the average fishing guy with a live scope, hoping that it helps me in some sort of way. So as you guys can maybe tell, there is some structure down there, and it's just like straight up standing timber. Like right there, that's just a tree that's standing straight up. And there's tons of them out here, but there's just not really any fish on them. And that's basically why I just troll around and scan as I go and just kind of look for somewhere that looks like it has potential, and then go hit it pretty hard if I see something I like. But there's just a lot of empty structure down there. So definitely have to be in the right spot to catch fish, even though you have such a crazy piece of technology. Oh, we're hooked up. There we go. I saw 2 of them running. No, don't run me under the dock. Don't run me under the dock. God, he hammered that thing. He hammered it. Oh my God, we're hooked up, baby. There we go. First fish with forward facing sonar. I didn't see the eat, but I did see the fish. So it's good to know you're in the right area. It's not a horrible one either. Come here, buddy. Come here. Come here. Ooh, we're hooked up, baby. We're hooked up. Oh my God, he smacked it. That's a good fish. Is that a spot? I think it is. I want to say that it's a spotted bass. Definitely looks like it. Come here, buddy. Come here. Give up. Give up. Come here. Come here. I'll come grab you in the back. Why not? Come here. No, 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 no. Don't run. Don't run. Gosh, dude, he hammered that thing. I got him. There we go. Look at that. Look at that. Well, the hover rig. Oh my gosh, look at this fish right here. Not only does he have the hover rig in his mouth, but he has been snacking on a crawfish. It's very hard to see, but there is a crawfish down there in his mouth. Well, there we have it. First fish of the day. I saw this guy cruising up near a dock on Sonar, and it looked like there was 2 or 3 of them. I cast it up there, was actually looking for my lure, and he just smacked it. I mean, he smoked that little minnow bait. And not a bad fish. I mean, a nice spotted bass. These things are super aggressive out here, and they run things. I mean, they eat everything. If it's in their face, you best believe they're eating it. He even has a crawfish down his face. So he's obviously feeding. I think this warmer weather is gonna have him fired up, and hopefully we're gonna find some more. Well, that is a great start to the day. That was our first fish on Sonar, and my first fish ever with a hover rig, which I actually really like. As I've been showing you guys these shad baits, you've probably noticed they have crazy wiggle. Like whenever you shake them, the tail just goes back and forth like crazy. And the hover rig is basically a hook, a 90-degree jig hook that's hooked in the top, and then you stick a little stick weight inside the front, and it kind of keeps it with that hover motion, and that's all you really need for live scope. I saw that one cruising up there in the shallows. Obviously he was feeding, and I cast it up there, was looking for my bait, and it was too late because it was already in his mouth. But I want to show you guys just how many fish are in this area. So this is kind of like a drop off, but right there, it looks like there might be some fish. Up underneath the dock, there's actually a good amount. There's one swimming right there. There's just fish all over the place. I mean, there's some up shallow. Sometimes it's hard to see, especially in muddy water, but they are there. So obviously, we're gonna keep throwing the hover rig as well as some of the other baits I've tied up. I'm gonna try and experiment a little bit today, and let's just see how many fish we can put in the boat. That's one. Let's see what else we can find. Alrighty, well, I am liking our hover rig setup. This is actually a very cool bait, and it obviously works, and it still looks like there's some fish cruising around up there. So I'm gonna make some casts with it and hope we have a similar result here. But it definitely looks like there's fish in the area, and they're actively cruising around looking to feed. I think with this warmer weather, it's gonna have them pretty fired up. So I'm hoping that this bait continues to have success, and if it doesn't, I have a lot more that we can try. But I actually just went right by a fish, so they're here. I'm telling you guys, they are, if I had to take a guess, they were probably pushing up shallow with this warmer weather, with the water being warmer as well, and really taking advantage of it and feeding. So it could be a really good day. I really think if we get in the right spot, we have the right lures, we have the technology, we should be able to get on them. So it's definitely interesting to see that these are some of the most popular style baits right now. And I think it's just because not many people have used them. I mean, a lot of these fish today are pressured, and throwing a bait like this is just so natural, and then getting to see how they react to it can help out a ton. I guess you can say size doesn't matter. These fish don't seem to care, and it looks like they actually prefer the smaller stuff sometimes. You got to think of it like this. This is a very pressured lake. It is very popular down here in the south. And you got to think, how many spinnerbaits go by these fish throughout the day? How many hover rigs? Probably not as many. Look at this guy. He's got a fish in his mouth. He's taunting me. What? Are you serious right now? I mean, he literally brought it over, put it in my face, and then swam away. That's crazy. Is there a fish on my lure? I can't find my lure, but I think it is. Oh, he just came after it. Oh my God, he's all over it. He's going crazy for it. No way he didn't just eat that. I feel like when we're talking about sonar products, you can't forget bait pop. This is literally live sonar intensifier. You basically rub this all over your lure. It makes it easier to see, and it has scent on it. So basically these fish that are just swimming right up to my lure and not eating it, it could just be because it doesn't have that smell that they like. Or, you know, it may not be the right color. There's a lot of factors that go into it, but I'm gonna add some of this bait pop to it. You just rub it on there. We'll see what happens. I feel like, you know, it's kind of a strange product, but I feel like it does work, or I at least like to convince myself, because sometimes you won't use it and you can see how the fish react. You put it on and then you get to see kind of how they react to that. And I've literally thrown jerk baits by fish, nothing. Put this on there, they literally come up for it. So maybe it's the scent in it, I don't really know, but we're gonna see if it helps us out any. See, we at least now have some scent, so maybe that'll kind of get them more attracted to this thing. All right, we've been fishing for a while, and I think I want to make a spot change, and I also want to get something to eat. Well, I have acquired some goods for lunch. You know, we got some candy, some drinks, some hot dogs, and it's been a day. I mean, it hadn't been horrible, I feel like. I've seen a good amount of fish. We have one in the boat. This place is usually tough for me. I don't know why. I think it's because it's so big, and if you're not in the right area, it's hard to find fish. But I think that is the common misconception with live scope and forward facing sonar up here, is that the fish just jump in the boat. It's not that easy. It's really not. You see fish, they might not eat. I mean, it's really just helpful to know you're in a right area, to know kind of how the fish are reacting to your baits. And you know, obviously you can catch one on there and see it, but most likely you're just looking to cast in the general area and hope that it bites, because just because you have it doesn't mean you catch them. So I'm gonna fuel up with my snack food, and we're gonna get back out there and hope for the best. But hopefully when we go back out, it's gonna be a better bite. Well, let's see what we can do here. I think we're gonna start off with the jerk bait right here. This is a good bait for sonar. You can see it extremely well. And I'm gonna try and fish these drop-offs, and I feel like this could be a good lure. Ooh, they just scattered from it. That's interesting. I wonder what they are. Oh, we're on. Oh, I just got hit. I just got hit. They are there. They might not be there now. They were there. Oh, man. How's the bite? Oh, I just watched one come up for it. Oh, my God, that was bass. Dude, for a second, I was like, I hit a tree. No, that's a group of bass. I think throwing that little tiny swim bait is going to be the juice here. I mean, look at this little guy. Thing's juicy looking. It's probably going to be pretty hard to see it on live scope, but I think they're going to crush this thing. It's kind of hard to see this little tiny swim bait, but as long as I know it's in the right area, I mean, they should come out and chase this thing. Oh, there's one. We're hooked up. We're hooked up. That's a good one. Oh, we're hooked. That's a crappie. Oh my God. Multi-species day. Come here, buddy. That's not a bad one. Come here, bud. Come here. Dude, he hammered it. Wow. That's a really good one. Get up here. Boat flipping him. Oh, he just came off too. Look at this sucker. That's a slab. That's so cool. Look at that. These are such beautiful fish. Look at the colors on that thing. Look at that. That's all fish right there by the boat. That's crazy. That's so cool though. Let's see if we can maybe cast back in there and get another one. Oh, I'm on. We're hooked up. We are hooked up. Oh my God. Is that another one? Oh, we're stacked on the crappie. Catch and cook? We could do it. Come here, buddy. Yep. There we go. God, this little swim bait's eating them up. Well, would you take a look at these guys? They are not the target species, but with live scope, everything is a target species because you get to see them swim around in real time. And we just stumbled upon a huge school of crappie, which is crazy because every time I come out here and target these guys, I can never catch them. But two of them, nice ones. A little slab right here. Look at this guy. We're gonna get them back and keep casting. Well, that was unexpected. I came back in this creek because I was like, you know, it looks good. And I feel like if it's warmer weather, these fish will probably push back up in there. And we just discovered a school of them. They are everywhere. And they are chewing up this little swim bait. I'm gonna keep targeting these areas right here. It's like both sides looks like it has them. I mean, they're actually everywhere back here. But I think it's that time of the year where everything is gonna start pushing up shallow when it gets warm. And we've had some consistent warm days. So I really think maybe the back half of these creeks is gonna be the juice today. I mean, who knows what the bass are doing? We had a bass bite at the very beginning of the creek, but back here, there's just schools upon schools of, I'm assuming, crappie. I mean, look at that. That's all fish right there. That's all fish right by the boat. Cast right there. Oh yeah, that's money. That's money. Oh, there it is. There it is. Yep, I saw him come up and eat it. That's crazy. Oh my God, it's a good one too. That's a good crappie. Like that is a slab of a crappie. Oh my God. Get up here. Well, it's official. All those fish I just showed you guys, those are crappie. Lots of them too. Look at that. They're such a fun fish to catch. They really are. Well, we have found a school of slabs. They are everywhere down there. Who would have thought we'd be catching piranha crappie? I mean, they are just everywhere, and it is definitely a bad day to be a little swim bait. They are chewing this thing up. Oh man. See, I would have no idea where that school is right now if it wasn't for forward facing sonar. And I mean, I can't necessarily see this tiny little bait just because it's so small. If I really looked, I probably could, but it just goes to show, as long as you're in the right area, you can catch fish. I'm kind of just I'm not really looking for my lure. I'm casting at fish and just looking at how they react. Like that last fish, I went through the school, he came after it and crushed it. There's another school right out in front of me. I mean, there's fish everywhere back here. Oh my God, there's so many. I'm on. There's so many of them. This is crazy. Oh my God. Like, I think this could definitely be the downside of forward-facing sonar, is you would definitely fill out a limit like very quickly. And not necessarily saying that's a bad thing, but I definitely think there should be some control with it, you know? I mean, especially when they're eating it like that. That's so funny, dude. I did not think this little paddle tail was going to be crushing crappie like this. And, you know, I thought it was going to get eaten. I was thinking more like bluegill and bass, but crappie, chewing it up. Welcome to Slab City, baby. They're everywhere. Appreciate you. I got to go catch your buddies. Oh man, it's so much fun. I'm fighting them on an ultralight combo too. Crappie fight hard. They don't just sit there and, you know, let you bring them in. Like, they fight. They're fun. They're fun to catch. Let's see if one wants to eat. Oh, I got one. We're hooked up. That's a good one. Oh my God. Come here, buddy. Come here. That's a good crappie. Oh my God, he's so fat. Come here. Come here. Didn't think I was going to be netting crappie today, but get over here. Oh my God. Just following the school around, and there's just fish after fish. They can't resist the little paddle tail. We're in Slab City. I don't know what else to say. Look at this guy. Beautiful crappie. And let me tell you guys, you may be like, there's no way that's fun if you've never caught these fish or just prefer a different species. But these guys actually are fighting extremely hard today, and they are smoking the little swim bait. Beautiful fish. Thanks, bud. I think it is safe to say we have found the fish. And I don't know if you guys are like me, but as long as I catch, I don't care what I catch. Like right here behind this little tree. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's another good one. Oh my God. Oh, that's a tree. Oh, everything's falling apart. We have massive crappie. Look at this thing. Look at the runs it's making. I'm gonna loosen the drag just to show you guys. Look at the power of this fish. Look at that crappie. Look at him doing that. Dude, that's a good one. That might be bigger than the last one. That is a slab. Goodness. There's so many of them down there too. It's crazy. Wow. Flip. Take a look at that right there. Look at that swim bait in his face. They can't resist this thing. It's perfect for them. I mean, it's literally bait fish size. Like, it's so tiny that anything could eat it. And when we find a school like this, I mean, they are chewing it up. This is such a cool looking fish. So beautiful. And man, let me tell you, you wouldn't think it, but they fight so hard. See you, buddy. Definitely think it's safe to say if you're a shad and you're about this size, you're probably toast. Oh, we're on. Hover rig. We're hooked up. That's so cool. Dude, we have found them now. Come here, buddy. Come here. We have found them. Get up here. A little tiny spotted bass. Aggressive, but not real big. But hey, he gets the job done. See you. That just goes to show that, you know, you kind of have to be in the right area. I mean, although it's a very helpful tool, right place and right time is probably the highest like point I would give for fishing. Like, even if I did not have this thing, I would want to be in the right spot at the right time. So I didn't necessarily see that fish, but I did see some over there. So I was like, you know, this whole area should hold them. And I cast it out there and he ate it. So the bite has turned on. I think my favorite part about having sonar is just to come out and fish and just learn things. Like today, we're throwing different lures. We're fishing different areas. I'm getting to see kind of how these fish react. I got to see a school of crappie. I got to kind of see if they're swimming around or if they're on the bottom. It just gives you so much information about fishing, which is what I love. And you know, you don't really have to just sit here and stare at it. I mean, you see a fish, you just know you're in a good area. And then you can use your straight up fishing knowledge to find that fish. But you know that he's somewhere and he's gonna eat something. Got fish behind it. They're all over it. That one ate it. That one ate it. We're on. There we go. There we go. Yep, he ate it off the bottom. That was so cool. Oh my God. Oh my God, dude, that was sick. There was 2 of them, and I was like, all right, they're not wanting to eat it, so I'm gonna drop it. When I dropped it, that's when he took it. Come here, buddy. Nice little spotted bass. That's so cool, man. So cool. Alrighty. Get up here. Yes. Look at how he ate that thing. Golly. Absolutely destroyed the old hover rig. Look at this guy. Nice little spot. Nothing crazy, but a cool bite and a nice catch. See you, bud. And that right there is why forward-facing sonar is so cool, because you learn so much from it. I just saw those 2 fish. They weren't wanting to commit on it while it was hovering, and there was 2 of them chasing it. I dropped it to the bottom. The one came down, picked it up. Boom. Have a fish in the boat. The old hover rig is kind of dangerous. I'm liking this thing. It is kind of falling apart right now, but other than that, it's getting the job done. Using sonar has actually helped me out a lot today. I haven't really fished the lake, and I won't lie, it is not my strong suit at all. So just to have fish in the boat makes me feel really good. So far the day has actually been really good. You know, I was a little worried when we went to go get some snacks because we had 1 fish in the boat, and I saw a lot of fish, but I couldn't get them to eat. But the most important thing about using forward-facing sonar is you get to see how these fish react to different baits, kind of see what their bite is, how active they are, and we found them. We've caught crappie and we've caught spotted bass, which, you know, just putting fish in the boat makes me happy. So as much fish as I can catch, doesn't really matter the species, I'm happy. So we're gonna head back to one of my favorite spots. It's a confident spot, lots of structure, and we're gonna see if there's any fish on them, because I feel like they're very active today with this warm water. I'm talking, the water temps are almost in the 60s, which is pretty crazy because it snowed not too long ago here. So that's the perks of living in the South. It's warm weather in February. So hopefully these fish are gonna be moving around, and I think that as the sun is going down right now, it could heat up the bites. Let's go see if we can catch some more. All right, I think we're gonna make a lure change here. We have the freeloader, and this is actually a super popular bait right now. So we're gonna crack this baby open, and I like this color. It's like the pearl, so it's like a white color, and that seems to just be the juice. And I mean, look at that tail. Look at that thing moving around. That's gonna be a perfect little bait, and then we're gonna put it on a little hybrid jig head, and it's gonna sit there like that and wobble around. That tail's gonna be kicking, and it should get us a bite. Oh, one just had it. Oh my God, it's a good one. God, I crushed it. That was all live scope right there. Oh my God, it's a big fish. Oh my God, that is a monster bass. Oh my God, keep the net ready. That's a big one. Oh my gosh. Don't come up, don't come up, don't come up, don't come up. Do not spit it. Do not spit that lure. Don't you do it. That's a big fish. Oh my God. That's a big one. Oh my God. No, no, no. No, 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 no. Don't you spit that lure. Don't you spit that lure. Oh my God. Oh my God, he just jumped off. That makes me want to puke. I'm gonna have nightmares about that moment right there. I didn't think he was that close to the boat, and then he jumped last minute and shook the hook. I was about to grab the net and get him, and then it was just, oh gosh. Oh my God, he came in and just smoked it, dude. I'm so mad. Come on, eat it, eat it. There it is, there's one. God, I crushed it. Stay down. Not as big, but that is a good fish. Come here, buddy. Come here. I don't want to lose another one. God, he's not even, there was like 4 of them down there. Oh, that's still a really good fish. Come here, buddy. We are not losing this one. Nope. Oh, don't. Nope. Yep. Nope. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's still a good one, but he's not the same as that other one. Oh, no. Don't swerve it. Oh, no. Come here. Quit shaking. That's a good fish. It's a really good fish. There was like 3 of them down there. Just get in the net. Come here. Get in the net. Oh. Okay. Not as big as the one I lost, but that's a good fish. Little bit of redemption. Look how he ate that thing, barely hooked too. I mean, he's literally about, yep, he just popped off. Wow, one more shake and he was gone. Oh my God. Whew, look at that thing. There was like 3 of them down there that were on it, but this is just not that one that came to the boat and got off. We got a little bit of redemption, but it is just not the same as that one that first bit. He was probably pushing 5 or 6, but I think this one's gonna be pushing 4. He's gonna be close. He's really fat. Oh, he's right there, 3.9. Well, it is not the first fish that I had, but it is a good fish, pushing 4 pounds. But man, I think the one that I lost was probably 5 or 6, maybe even 7. It was a big fat fish, kind of like this one. This one's really, really fat. You can tell the dimensions on this fish. Pretty crazy, but he absolutely waxed the freeloader. I threw it down there. There was like 3 of them. He swooped in and crushed it. Very mean fish. Almost came off. This is stressful. Fighting big fish on spinning rods is fun, but stressful. But we're gonna get this guy back. The sun is going down. I'm gonna make a few more casts, see if we can't maybe add to him and see what happens. There we go. There's one. Oh no, he got me right as I came out from underneath the dock. Oh, there we go. I'm way up in there. Nope, it came off. Oh, I have one. I was literally getting my drag set. This is a big fish. Oh my God, this is a big fish. This is a big one. What is going on? Oh. Well, before I load the boat back up onto the trailer, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about how today went. Obviously, this thing is very helpful, but it seems like if you are not in the right spot and don't really know how to use it, it can be tough. Like when I first got that thing, I hated it because I was like, these fish are swimming around and they're not eating my lure. But once I figured out how to use it and where to look for fish, it definitely makes fishing easier, but it also does not put them in the boat for you. But after messing around with the freeloader at that last spot, I think I'm in love. We literally hooked so many good fish, lost a really big one. I honestly wanted to throw up. And I'm not just saying that, like I actually felt it in the pit of my stomach and I really did feel like I was about to throw up. But we got a close to 4-pounder, so it definitely helped. He almost spit it at the boat as well. So we lost a big one, caught a good one. Could have lost on both, honestly. It could have gone either way, but I did see both of those fish eat this thing on live scope and they crushed it. I mean, the way they reacted was unlike anything I've ever seen. So they obviously wanted this lure and they were chewing it up. And then we did our hover rig right here, and this thing was actually really cool as well. I'm definitely gonna throw this more. And then our tiny swim bait got us on some crappie. So as you guys can tell, it's dark. I literally stayed out there all day long, and I think it's because not only the bite was good, but it felt like summertime and the springtime, which is great. I missed it. I feel like I haven't felt a warm weather fishing day in forever. So I stayed out. I was catching them consistently on our live scope induced lures specifically that just work really good with it, and we caught them. Started off one fish, was really slow, found some fish, got some bites, missed some fish, lost some fish. That's fishing for you. But I enjoyed our lures today, and I think that forward-facing sonar is definitely a big help. But you gotta know where to look, you gotta know what to throw. and you got to get it in the fish's face. And that's pretty much all there is to it. But it was super fun to get out here and fish today. I'm excited for some warmer weather. Hopefully it's going to stay like this and I can continue to catch fish. But if you guys enjoyed today's video, make sure to leave a like and a comment. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.